Hello, this is Kenny Lee Burgess, and I'm making this lesson to complement the gospel song I posted, Without the Lord. You know, recently I just finished a series of lessons on how to play 4-string cigar box guitar. So CD 5 is now available for sale on eBay. In my next project, I'm planning to go back to the 6-string guitar and teach a series of lessons on country blues bottleneck gospel songs. But in this series of lessons, I'm not going to reteach the theory and technique because I've already covered that on CD 1, Open D Tuning. And also, if you like these lessons, please check out CD 4, How to Play 3-string cigar box guitar. Because what I'm always trying to make people understand is that you can play a wide variety of instruments regardless of how many numbers of strings it has and get that unique tone of that instrument by simply restringing it and tuning to an open tuning, so the fingerboard will stay the same. When I was taking lessons, many of my teachers didn't like to use tablature. They would sit in front of me or in front of the group and work through the song from beginning to end. And this is the same thing I do on my instructional CDs. But of course, I include the tablature for clarification's sake because we're not sitting face to face. I tabbed out the music for Without the Lord, and I'd be glad to send you a copy of it if you just send me a little email. But in this lesson, what I'd really like to do is give you a little bit behind the scenes so you can see how I figured out and arranged the song myself, so you can do the same thing. Because just recently, Shane Spiel, the king of the cigar box guitar, did a little lesson showing how he's trying to figure out a 6-string guitar arrangement and micronize it down to a 3-string cigar box guitar. Because understand this, it is not the limitations of the instrument, 5-string, 4-string, 3-string. It's the limitation of the musician, his knowledge and technique. Because we've all seen what a good player can do with a 1-string diddly bow. When I want to learn a song, I start by simply learning the lyrics. I mainly play old-time blues and gospel music, and it's my understanding that the roots of this music either comes from singing in the church, gospel songs, or working out in the field, work songs. So it really was about the words. There was not an accompaniment going on. If there was, it was more percussive, kind of like clapping your hands or stomping your feet, or if you're working out in the field, the axe coming down onto the wood or the hammer hitting the rail. So simply just start by singing and learning the lyrics. I can't break my bread without the Lord. I can't break my bread without the Lord. When I look around to see what the good Lord has done for me, I can't break my bread without the Lord. You know, I really don't consider myself a vocalist. I've taken some voice lessons, certainly can use some more. I could be a little pitchy, you know, but if you enjoy singing, don't let this stop you from making a joyful noise. I have friends that are vocalists, and what they can do with their voices is definitely comparable to what a good musician can do with their instrument. But what I want you to understand is those words you're singing, those lyrics, are actual notes. And now we have to add the rhythm, because it's imperative to get it nice and tight that those lyrics fit on a certain beat, either a downbeat or an upbeat, so you know when you're singing and when you have time to put on a little instrumental fill and then come back to the lyrics. Okay, so still no guitar yet. So to learn this rhythm and tighten up, I would suggest either clapping your hands or tapping your foot. But I would strongly suggest learning how to tap your foot and play the guitar at the same time. Because learning to play off your foot, like a little mini drummer down there, will definitely improve your ability to play with other people well. Okay, here's the interesting thing about this rhythm. We can choose when we're going to start to sing. So this is our rhythm. It's going like this. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1. So every time I clap, my hand's coming down. That's the downbeat. That's like your foot would be hitting the floor. We can choose. So what if I started to sing right on that downbeat? I went, can't break my bread without the Lord. Can't break my bread without the Lord. Now, okay, a little subtle difference. What if I started it on the upbeat, the 4 and, just right before the 1? It's kind of like this. Can't break my bread without the Lord. Can't break my bread without the Lord. What I want you to understand, that little subtle difference if you're singing on the upbeat or the downbeat, can have a big difference. That really simple basic of getting that tight, because again, like you're going to see, we're going to add the vocals with the music, could make a big difference. You get that tight, that simple rhythm and vocal tight, your song will sound so much more powerful. Okay, now what we're going to do is we're going to establish the chord progression, and this is going to give us the proper time to sing the words. Then there'll be like a little blank space where a fill might come in, and then we'll come back with the vocals. So it's only 3 chords. All strings open is the G, across the 5th fret is your C, and across the 7th fret is your D. So our rhythm is going like this. Every time my foot comes down, I'm playing the 3rd string, and then as my foot comes up, I'm strumming strings 2 and 1. So it's like this. Kinda, and everything's in 4s. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. So I'm going to start singing on the upbeat right before the 1, the 4 and. So it'll go like this. Can't break my bread without the Lord. Can't break my bread without the Lord. When I look round to see what the good Lord has done for me, can't break my bread without the Lord. Can't sing my song with, and so forth. So what you'll see in part 3 of this lesson is that the arrangement continues to evolve, and I'll discuss 4 things that I usually use to help develop an arrangement. The first thing would be figuring out the melody line, finding those notes that you're singing. Maybe you want to add some of those notes to the arrangement. The second thing is that you have those blank spaces after you sing. So typical kind of blues fashion, you might want to do some call and response. You sing and have the guitar respond back. The third thing I usually do is, like right now we're doing single notes, say, is you might want to add double notes. These are called double stops, and actually they're little fragments of chords, and a lot of times they're used in the blues to kind of walk into a chord or walk out of a chord or suggest a chord, and we'll look at that a little bit. And then the fourth thing is chord substitution, because those 3 notes that make up a chord can be found in various locations on the fingerboard, but as you'll see, we're not going to use the major chord, we're actually going to use a 7th chord. So I'll show you how really just changing the fingering of a chord will allow you to reach the notes that you need.